welcome. This is Sahara playing Pillars of Eternity, Deadfire. We have now caught up with Eothas at the Ashen Mall. How convenient that there is a walkway here that we can go talk to him, right? And we were in a canyon, or in a volcano, yet I just heard a seagull in the distance. Yeah. Oh, that's how we get back out. No. Sorry. I'm so used to clicking on stuff to plunder, you know? Oh, damn it. No. I'm the other way. Descend into the depths of the Ashen Mall. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. So this is all
I wish my diplomatic training included the polite way to get a god's attention.
Have you ever seen anything so awe-inspiring? Behold the power of my god!
I don't think Eater probably feels the same way. Can we talk to you or anything? There we go.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most. Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed.
The graphics on this are just amazing, truly.
Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cadnua, Herald of Berith, Hound of Eothas.
Well, it's probably a little bit of both, to be honest. We keep getting thrust into going after gods, right? And because of that, it has made us greater inside, I suppose. More confident in ourselves.
Oh my god. You really, this can't.
I see you, Xiolti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
I'm glad I had her with me then.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
Face bright red.
Sweat beating her brow.
Oh.
Xiolti stumbles precariously closer to the edge. Lantern rattling, she catches herself. A mere moment before she would have toppled over.
She's such an idiot. Xiolti, really?
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission, but I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far?
I don't know, whatever the reason I'm still standing. It's in my soul, it always has been. Greatness is my birthright. Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am. I've had enough of this. I followed you into this damn volcano to get some questions answered. That's true too. Good fortune and good people have carried me the whole way. I'd be nothing without them. Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am. Yeah. Yep.
You have done much in this life, it's true. But if it weren't for your past with Theos, with Iovara, you never would have come down this path.
That's true.
But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
That we have. And I got a request. Down here. God, look how full my lantern is. I've been harvesting day and night for you, my god.
Lantern rattling. Sickle gripped so tight her knuckles are white. She waves her arms over her head as she shouts.
My dear Xiolti, I do not mean to diminish your presence here, but this is a question that the Watcher needs to answer. She alone was tasked with pursuing me. The gods have placed her in this fire. It is only right that we speak together now.
Can you atone for all of the damage you've done? I need to know why you've come back. Yes.
You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods?
The gods fear you have something catastrophic in mind. After all you've done, I think every creature that lives and breathes on Eora needs to know. Yeah, I agree.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Mongra is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you. Yeah.
Margrin fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge.
But it can be taken that way. More as a challenge than a boast. Just spit it out. Tell us what your plans are.
It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you. Give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
Says the one who's killed thousands walking from the Deerwood to Deadfire. I'm not here to stop you. I'm just here for answers. Yeah, says the one who killed thousands. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others. Yeah.
Yes. I am sacrificing lives from this generation for the benefit of those who have not yet been born.
But they all go into the wheel and are reborn. Well, what is this purpose? What is this to solve?
The other gods may be willing to make similar sacrifices, but they will be in vain. I am going to force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. And all the powers of hell cannot drive me from this course.
So you're trying to get the mortals to see the gods for what they really are, and you're trying to force the gods to admit to the mortals what they really are, which is they made themselves. They're not really gods. They just gave themselves the power of gods, right? Is that what you're saying? That they were mortal at one time?
It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Can you be more specific? What are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
So have they strayed from their purpose? I suppose in a way they have, because they were mortal who made themselves gods. So they still have the human pride, greed, power, all that, and it has corrupted them. I think that's what he's saying. He's trying to get them to be uncorrupted. And for the mortals to understand that their deities that they're worshiping are all corrupted. Not all of them. I think some of them, like Helia, probably is one of the better ones. The rest of them all play games with each other, and they play games with the mortals, with all the different races, because they can. So if we choose to ignore them, we should be allowed to. Okay.
Xiolti gasps sharply, for once too stunned to blurt out a response. Her eyes are wild, with too much white showing, when she glances from Eothas to you.
Whatever you're doing, there's gotta be a better way.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Angwith. I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves, how we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia.
Yep, okay. So it is kind of what I'm understanding. He's trying to unveil their secret. But, okay.
But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built.
Yes, even if that belief is false, very much like what's going on in our political system right now. One half, which is the left, have such a terrible belief system, and they can't be dissuaded from it. They think that everyone else is bad. So that's what he's saying, that if their belief, even wrong, is strong enough, they don't care. They won't believe. Because they've been brainwashed.
Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind then accept what they're being told.
Exactly. Brainwashed, manipulated, psyop. If that's so, what are you doing this time that won't make any difference? Why is it so important that mortals know that the gods came from the Ingwithians, and even your words could be corrupted by the leaden key and hand occult? Yeah, that's true too. The leaden key was behind a lot of this, weren't they? Because could not you be still corrupted? And even your words could be corrupted by the leaden key and hand occult. Yes.
It is what we have tasked them with for thousands of years. Even their clumsiest attempts to cloud the truth can be easily accepted by those who want desperately to believe it.
Those are people who believe something that is not true, don't have a truth within themselves, so they have to cling on to the truth being told. That's why cults become so popular, which is what the left is, a cult anymore. Cultists become so popular, get such followings, because the people who follow them have no internal strength, have no beliefs in themselves, so they have to follow somebody else, and then they believe, yeah, yeah.
And so have the gods, with their help, maintained this illusion for hundreds of generations.
Yes, they did.
But even a beautiful illusion is still a lie, obfuscating reality even as it points to a transcendent truth.
But this isn't a beautiful illusion. No. It ended up not being a beautiful illusion because the gods became corrupted.
The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. One forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
So Ukaizo was that. Lost city Ukaizo, it is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods. So Ukaizo is where the machines were originally built? So, because the machines caused the will. It makes me wonder then, doesn't it? Before they, the Iwithians built the machines that caused the will, where did all their souls go at that time? Did they have souls? Well, I mean, they had to have. Because energy is energy. So where did their energy go after they died prior to the machines? I wonder if they ever answer that. I seriously doubt it, because it's a very profound, deep thought. Yeah. Okay.
When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die.
So that's what he's saying, the great will. They made the great will with those machines, which is the birth and which is the death and rebirth of everybody. Okay.
And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
More destruction. You're tearing the whole world apart because you can't make peace among yourselves.
That's true too.
Adair, there will never be peace among mortals, so long as they are unwittingly manipulated by the gods.
And that is true too. Oh my god, there's so many good points here. Very good points. This is why religion is just horrible. Why I don't believe in religion, because they use religion to turn people against each other and to fight all these goddamn unholy wars. They're unholy. They're not holy wars. They're unholy wars. Yeah, it's the same principle. It's exactly the same principle.
The divine enslavement that Whitaker reveres perpetuates ignorance, chaos, and violence across the world.
Exactly. Yep, and that's what religion wants to do. Always perpetuate ignorance, chaos, and violence against everyone else. Catholic Church is one of the worst to begin with.
I only wish to destroy the darkness that surrounds the gods, that you may better see us for what we are.
That's insane. I hope Mitre explodes 2 volcanoes in you. I only wish to destroy the darkness that surrounds the gods, that you may better see us for what we are. And how are you going to destroy the darkness? What?
Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth.
So this is what my question I had prior. What happened before the wheel was invented? What happened to everybody's souls, their energy? Is this going to be explained here? I would love it if they would, because the gods made the Lithians made the machine that turned them into gods, and they made the wheel, which is what this whole life cycle thing is right now. So what was prior to that?
We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Okay.
Go on, wait! Before it's too late, you gotta take the souls I harvested for you.
The priestess thrusts her light-pulsing lantern outward, as if waiting for Eothas to take it from her.
They are not for me to take. Xiolti, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate.
I am so glad I brought her with me. I mean, how would this have ended up in her timeline if I hadn't brought her with me, right?
Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Magrin has intended for me.
Oh, praise Eothas. What an amazing gesture. I didn't ask for your help and I don't want it. This doesn't make us even, you know. Me as the player here. Yes, he's got a piece of my soul. Yes, he destroyed Katanua. But now I'm understanding a little bit of why he's doing what he's doing. So do I want to be sarcastic? Do I want to say, we still are at odds? Or do I want to say, thank you? It's much appreciated.
Don't thank me yet. This will be particularly difficult for you, Watcher.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. It always is.
Guys and gals, we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite herself, Xiolti squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
Xiolti, just get over it. He's a fake god. That's what he's trying to tell you. And you don't understand that. He's trying to tell you that all the gods are fake.
Hey, Eothas, we're not done here. You and I, we're not finished. Don't think you can just move me aside like all the rest. Maybe you can't be stopped. But on behalf of everyone you've trampled, betrayed, and ignored, I'll be coming to see you again.
Adair spits. In the surging heat, it never reaches the ground.
He's been disillusioned so badly. Yeah. I'm wishing I would have brought Aloth and Seraphim with me now instead of the other two that I have. Especially since one of them is just a sidekick and he doesn't even have a quest. I don't think Pelican does either, for that matter. They're more or less side quests, sidekicks.
Perhaps we will meet again, Adair. Until then, take care of the Watcher.
Eothas's great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Eothas's body.
Okay, he's touching me. Is he going to give me back my soul?
Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Eothas. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Eothas's body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises.
Oh, I hope you're protecting my party members.
Your attention returns to the heart of Eothas' body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
Why wouldn't I be?
Since we've parted, you've become someone else. I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore.
Well, okay. So I've experienced change. See, this is why the reincarnation that I believe in is exactly this. A piece of yourself gets reborn, and when you die, all the learnings, the history that comes back to your original self then will change you because you've learned something from a previous life, from the life you just, Yeah, this makes sense because this piece of herself that was in the Audra has been surrounded by all these other life forms or other souls. So they are probably interacting in ways that we can't even understand. So when they converge, if they converge back together again, they're both going to be different than what they were when they separated. Yeah.
Your senses yank back to your body, still in Eothas' hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body. And still, he moves.
Because he's Audra. I don't think the lava can get rid of Audra, right? Because it's a living entity. But there again, alright, so that brings up another question. This whole thing about the Audra is where the souls go. So, did the gods, the Eothas, after they turned themselves into gods, did they make the living Audra? Or was the living Audra always there? And that's what they used to make the will. I think it was the other way around. Yeah, I think that's the way it was. The living Audra was always there, and they used the living Audra to make the will, to hold the souls.
The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Eothas, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede.
So Andra now is trying to destroy him, is that what you're saying?
The wave slams into Eothas. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming. You are back inside him. Back with yourself.
But what about my party members?
Are you still the same watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to the wheel? The soul observes you, waiting. I am.
I am, and I hope to return the souls to the wheel before I am done. I am, and I will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I am done. I am, and I hope to return these souls to the wheel before I am done. I am, and I will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I am done. Isn't that the same answer? I am, and I will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I am done. Yeah.
Good. Then this should be easy. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Eothas stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul.
So these are Kraken that are clinging to him here? With their tentacles? Okay.
Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
Yes, I think we should go together. It's gonna, it will change her. It will change her for sure. Yes, together.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Eothas' hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them.
Every piece of them who? The souls? In the Audra? Yeah, I never thought about that. As two separate beings now, inhabiting the same body, isn't this the same problem I had in Pillars of Eternity, the first one? Where I had, where I was going crazy because I was having all these dreams from my previous lives? Because that's basically what you're talking about, previous lives emerging. Reach the surface of the body's consciousness, you float down, entangled, you float in a dark boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. I mean of the other, right?
Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Eothas push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god.
Yeah.
The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
Okay, you're gonna destroy the machines.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Eothas is going to Ukaizo?
Yep, Eothas is going to Ukaizo.
He's going to stop the wheel?
He's going to stop the wheel.
Eothas is going to Ukaizo. Eothas is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Eothas touched you. You swim toward the light.
No longer sense the person you were before Eothas touched you. Okay.
As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
Explosive confrontation. This is very interesting. A pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Where am I at? I'm not in my ship. Your vision blurs and an arid taste fills your parched mouth. The desk The details of the room slowly come into focus, the sounds of an ongoing debate, a distant echo. How did I get here? It looks like I'm in the throne room, right? Of the Serpent's Crown?
Are we simply going to wait? What if she never wakes up?
This is the director, okay.
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Eothas is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In the brief silence, you hear Hazinu Karu's boots scrape against tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him, destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation. That isn't what he's doing. You're misconstruing.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
She rests her chin on her fist and considers. The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. At last you feel fully present and steady on your feet. The attention of the room abruptly shifts to you, filling the void with expectant whispers. Why is everyone here?
You're awake. Welcome back, Watcher. Your arrival in the wake of the eruption at Magrin's Teeth was alarming.
My question is, how the hell did I get here? But that wasn't an option.
You shared a great deal while you were asleep. We aren't sure what to make of it.
Are you quite all right? You have been out of sorts since whatever that was.
Her golden eyes dart over you with concern.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
The queen gestures at you with an open palm.
The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks to each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Kato glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climbing. She's saying you guys should all come together to help the people who are in need. I think that's what she's saying.
What we need is brass. Rawatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks up at the boom of a door slamming open. A commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns toward the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed a blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
Ships have formed a blockade around Queen's Berth. So we're talking about the Valians? Oh, we're talking about the Pinchleby, I bet. The pirates, right?
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention. Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
She begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principe are...
Yep, that's what I assumed.
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. Yet I didn't come over to tell you that I got rid of the slavers yet. So, turn of events here. The motley sailors who don't hold the Huana guards at bay. Okay, the motley sailors who don't hold the Huana guards at bay with drawn weapons taken some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward. Yeah, she's the new one.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
Well, of course not. She wings Solnet gleaming in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
She grips the handrest of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
Yep. She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldi's from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principe captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas. Then all bets are off again, aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
Yeah, you are.
Right you are. However...
The narrow-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the lovesome watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
If you want to reach Akuzo, you'll need every ship at our disposal. All of us must plan for the inevitable, even if we cooperate. Eothas wins. With friends like these, our cause is doomed already. All of us must plan for the inevitable, even if we cooperate. Eothas wins. Why do we need all of our ships to go to this place? Why did we need all these ships, right? I'm not understanding this. I'll go with number 2.
Do you think so little of our chances? The Huana are built to outlast, I say. Deadfire's last cataclysm stripped the tribes of Ukaizo. This one will bring it back to us. All of this is meant to be.
She balls her hand into a fist and nods, flaring her nostrils.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. Eothas is going there to break the reincarnation cycle. Eothas is going to shatter life and death while the rest of you bicker over land rights. No more second or third chances. This may be the last life we ever live. I don't think so. See, that's the whole thing. Before the will was made, people lived and died all the time, right? You just don't remember it because it's been so long ago, eons and eons ago. But there was a life cycle back then. Yeah, bicker over land rights.
Well, fuck, if that doesn't put things into perspective.
Yep.
But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Their souls will be trapped in the in-between. No, I don't think so. Maybe not at first, but eventually Aora will be starved of life. You can't just arrive late and expect me to explain everything. Okay, so the in-between is where they go when they die. And so they use the will to bring him out of the in-between? But that's what we've been taught all this time, right? This is what you guys have been brainwashed into thinking. But there was still something prior to that. We may not remember our past lives. Some people do. Some people actually remember some of their past lives. But you don't need to remember it. You just take that experience with you back to yourself after you die. So this is some more of the psyops, brainwashing, manipulation that the gods told everybody after they made themselves gods. And I don't think Aora will be starved of life. No. Because you're still going to have babies, right? Yeah, I have to go with it's possible. I don't know. This isn't exactly common.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul?
We don't know.
I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Why? I don't know what our options are. More answers could become apparent when we land on Akuzo. Our only hope is to reason with him. More answers could become apparent when we land on Ukuzo. I agree.
The Huana made compacts with the gods on Lost Ukaizo. Anything can happen on the shores of our ancestors. I say it is a place where mortals can reach beyond themselves, do freely what animancers struggle to dream.
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines in her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand. So that's why they're sending the ships, is to protect Ukaizo. Well, you know, he's already there. You guys are dickering about it right now. But he just strides. And he's already there.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Eothas' passage opens a way through the storms. Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
That's what that big storm up there was. Okay. I can sense Eothas in Andra's mortal. My soul calls out from inside him. If you can get me through Andra's mortal, I can take you to Ukaizo. When to find Ukaizo? With Eothas on his way, I'm an Ukaizo compass. Good luck finding him without me. I just happen to know his bearing. If you can get me through Andra's mortal, I can take you to Ukaizo. Yeah.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
A hush falls across the room as the queen makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
We're not here to debate over territory. Our souls are in jeopardy. Can everyone agree to an amnesty while we work through this crisis? Arguing like this is going to get us all killed or worse. Can everyone agree to an amnesty? Yes.
I don't mean to let Eothas end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Huana concern.
But it is. It's their land.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully. Then she crooks you a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the city of gold.
What?
Whatever Eothas is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it. And then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
Wow, little bitchy.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Eothas, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
The queen glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding your gaze all the while.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest.
Yeah, He's very right here. I believe the Huana have the right to it, but yet at the same time, I don't like their caste system either. Ignorance and tradition. You need progress. You need to guys get to learn and conquest. Well, human nature is always going to be to conquest, right? To conquer, to take, to plunder for their own gain. Human people are just so nasty.
The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Casto turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Aldis tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrived.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying you carefully, the queen nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room. Wow, this is
Speak, Watcher,
time.
while we have the chance.
The coming storm. Here it is, the coming storm. No doubt the local powers will want to put me to work in support of their cause to reach Ukaiza. Committing to any of them is sure to anger the elders in the end. I could also go it alone, but the Defiant won't survive the journey without significant upgrades. I'd need the very best hull and cells available in the Deadfire. I can find the Baleen Trading Companies, the headquarters in Queen's Birth, the headquarters of the Huana are in Serpent's Crown. I found a blackened log. It may allow me to craft a hull that can travel through... Oh, okay. The Royal Deadfire Company quarters are... No, I'm not gonna go to Principe. No. They're just all conquest. Forge alliances or prepare your ship for a hard voyage. Eothas is crossed beyond. Only a capable ship could survive the journey through Andra's mortal. One of the great powers vying for dominance over the Deadfire might assist in this goal. If all else fails, outfitting the ship independently would be better proposition than none at all. Wow. Can I speak to anybody about this? A great statue crashing through the sea, pirates harassing our ships. I think we had a quest to complete with you anyway, didn't we? Yeah, we did. And we have a quest to complete with the Queen also.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaret's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
He looks you up and down, clearly impressed.
Do not leave me in suspense, I say. Have you found Matario Cozy?
He raises his eyebrow and gestures for you to speak. Your expedition never made it off of Mario Cozy, I'm sorry.
I sent good women and men to die in the name of the tribes and in the vague hope. May Ngati thank them for their courage and Wodaka for their loyalty. May they return to us as Rangas.
He raises a shaking hand to touch his lowered brow.
What of their findings, Watcher? Did they recover anything? Anything about Ukaizo?
I found this ancient Huana navigational chart. The prince accepts the chart in silence, holding it up to the light and poring over every detail with interest. His hands tremble as he holds the paper.
An unusual accounting of the isles, I say. Each one measured in relation to...
His fingers drifts up to the sigil of Ukazi. Artful, he nods. Do you know what you need to find Ukaizo?
If I did, my sister would hold a parade in your honor. Ngati is one to throw obstacles in our path, but I say that an outdated chart is better than none at all.
Grinning all the while, he rolls up the parchment and tosses you a heavy pouch of coin. Did that completed it? It did. Sailing uncharted waters isn't cheap. What is this? 1 share of what you paid the expedition? Thank you, my prince.
When we know enough, my sister will finance a fleet-wide search. Not for breadcrumbs, but lost to Kaizo.
I had some trouble with the Royal Deadfire Company on the open sea. The bark cloth was a message from the Wakaki to deter any visitors.
For what do they protect Matario Kozi, when its knowledge could help all Huana? One day I will have words with their Ranga to settle our differences.
I had some trouble with the Royal Deadfire Company on the open sea.
Akira, they will not let you escape with what they could so easily steal. But will they not find the original chart as unprotected as a Reparo food pile?
Assume they survived the jungle, probably. Not if you send a war party to sink their ships and cut the rest down. No, I didn't want to destroy it. Assuming they survived the jungle, probably.
I expected better judgment from an agent of the crown.
Huh! Pulls his arm and presses the bridge of his nose. But it's history. I didn't want to get rid of history.
Even with the help of the gods, our task was unlikely before these complications, I say.
He waves you on, eager to change the topic. Nothing more to report.
This is much to learn in a day, even for this warrior. I sent the expedition to their fate, and those who followed. Death is on my conscience this day.
She's never far from mine either. I served you admirably. You're a step closer to Okazi.
Akira, just so. May all who fell on Matario Kozi slip through the eel's jaws. Huana and outsider alike. But on to brighter times, I say. If Ukaizo can be found, then so too will the hopes of our people be made manifest.
His mask of grief breaks under the pull of a broad smile.
Too much has happened for you to waste words with the royal brother. From now on, you work with Onikaza as an honored guest of her rooftop garden. Only, be kind to her cats.
Been a pleasure do we have some questions? Been a pleasure working with you.
You say this now, but Onikaza pays better than her royal pinch fist of a brother.
Huh.
May the wind caress your sail.
Okay, do we have anything more to say?
What say?
Nope. Okay, so I think there was there someone over here I needed to get some lessons from? I can't remember. Was there... No, maybe not. But I need to go and tell the queen about, wow, this has been quite... So I need to, where am I trying to get to? Queen's chamber, how do I get up? I'm trying to get up. Are you the one?
The belly of the great eel roars with hunger. Will you help Barati to calm it?
Oh, okay. He's a bounty. That's where I came from.
So the crown granted your master an audience. How did it go?
Akira, it went tempestuously. My master says the outsiders have been given too many concessions. Those days are over.
We're built to weather challenges. Not just the Huana, but you and I.
When the dust has settled, we must settle somewhere away from this city.
I would like that.
Yeah, I didn't know if they would have a talk with us or not. Okay. Is this up to the rooftop? Here we go. I knew there had to be one. So we have to tell her the bad news about, yeah. Oh, do I have to have him with me? I think I do. Tekiu. I think I need to have Tekiu with me. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, I'm going to pause while I do that. So I went back to my ship and now I've got important miss from Captain Perante. I'm sure he's pissed. I gotta go talk to him too. Hastily pinned letter with smudged ink. My dearest watcher, a god with an agenda tends to put things into perspective. Now more than ever, it is imperative we commandeer the floating hangman, if only so that we may chase Eothas to Ukazo. I have called a meeting of the consangual. Yeah, please, sail to Denga and join us as swiftly as the winds will bring you. Fortune favors you, Captain Perante. No. Uh-oh, the steward would like to speak with you. Oh! Okay, so I guess I've leveled up now to where I can, to where I now can start another of the DLCs, or start a DLC. I think it's the,
Captain, a word?
Tikio's eyes widen in proportion to a smile. What's on your mind?
You came to the Deadfire for your own reasons. The problems of others, they must be noisy obstacles by comparison. We both know the burden of being looked to as a source of hope. What say?
It isn't a problem until the gods start making demands, yeah. I test my patience now and again. I don't make light of the trust others place in me. No, I don't.
Well, then you have the distinction of being more generous than Ngati's chosen.
Letting out a sigh and planting his hands on his hips, Tikio grins with deep satisfaction. He locks his eyes with yours and makes no move to break the contact. Look deeply into his eyes. He nods slightly, the grin spreading across his features, but makes no other move. Continuing in his eyes. Something in the black pit of his gaze draws you in, and you realize you took an unconscious step closer. Tikio doesn't move, and you can smell the ocean on his skin. Oh, it's given me a chance to get romantic with him here, and I wanted to. He allows you to trail your hand across his collarbone. Tikio's chest rises and falls with every deep breath. The smile he wears is both knowing and excited.
It is relaxing to lose yourself in another, I say.
His lips move so slowly that you almost miss his words.
I am feeling braver than normal. Ikera, a good captain has that effect on their crew. All the powers of the Deadfire have their eyes on the Watcher of Cadnua. Tell me, is the Watcher watching anyone?
He tips his head coyly to the side, letting his hair drape down with a moist squish. He doesn't really have hair, he has tendrils. Just you, pretty fish.
For once, Ngati answers my prayers. Captain, I would speak plainly. Are you as excited by the possible? What I mean is, if we were to...
Tikio clears his throat and studies you, his eyes wide and imploring. You call this speaking plainly? I'm flattered. Let's just say I'm intrigued. Speak on.
If such things interest you, my last haphazard coupling was not so long ago. In Nekataka, in fact.
Haphazard is exactly how I like to couple. Oh, I'll just plug my ears. Sounds like you have a story to tell.
Ikera, I am the hope and destiny of my people. My heart is full of stories.
I'm sure it is.
She was a godlike, one of Amira's brood. Her hair is neat and orderly as a raven's wing.
Tikio reaches into his pack and pulls out a black feather. He draws his fingers down the fibers, smiling in remembrance. This kind of sounds familiar.
We found each other in the market and made ourselves comfortable behind a fishmonger's stall.
Yeah, we did.
She left me this as a keepsake.
Yep.
I never knew her name. Now I do not have to suffer the pangs of forgetting it.
Sighing, he lets the feather fall from his hands. A light breeze came away. Didn't you want to keep that? That was some fast seduction on your part. If you're trying to charm me, talking about your past lovers is a strange way to do it. Let's be out so I can let the story... It was some fast seduction on your part.
Well, it helps when both parties are beautiful, full of desire, and have no afternoon plans. I was expected at the guild hall, but one must have their priorities.
If you're trying to charm me, talking about past lovers is a strange way to do it. Let's be off so I can let that story play out in my head some more. If you're trying to charm me, yeah.
Charm? Oh, not so, Captain. I would have you know me by my impulses, my desires. These are Tekehu as much as the living god.
Let us be off so I can let that story play out in my head some more.
As you say, Captain.
He grins and wipes his hands clean.
I do not want you to misunderstand. I am a sea anemone, hungry and eager to close around stimulation. I would draw you in with care, with patience.
He raises his brow and studies you, looking for a reaction. Are you saying there's a mouth somewhere on the back of your head? I can't remember if I picked that one before. I'm hesitant to call that sexy, but I'll allow it. I was just thinking the same exact thing about you.
Akira, then may we put up a merry chase for each other.
He looks you up and down, thumbing his chin and clearly appreciating what he sees.
We could blunt our teeth on more idle chatter, but I cherish the suspense. Come.
He tips his head to indicate the path before you. As Tekehu finishes speaking, his words slow to a crawl. The sensation of sinking into a pool of water begins to overtake you. Well, let's surrender.
I want better for him than you.
What? Nagati's great bulbous eyes narrow to pinpricks. More is left unspoken, but you feel your lungs constrict as salt water fills your nose. The road once again reasserts itself, the sensation of moisture and depth pulling away with some resistance. Tekehu fans his hand over his mouth and yawns. I had other questions. Well, yeah.
What say, Captain?
I've been thinking, let's take it slow and go back to being just shipmates. No. I don't care.
Captain, what has been your most impressive feat of seduction?
Tekehu's brow rises. His face betrays no emotion but intent focus. I once caught the eye of this marine godlike. Peeping at a Zerup group mating ritual, I hid behind a stalagmite. Marine godlike, yep.
Flatterer.
Tekehu bites down on his thumbnail and smiles.
I once bedded a Rawatayan admiral without exchanging a word.
Do you talk about anything other than sex?
Akira, there are other topics?
Yeah.
I say that sex is useful for clarifying my intentions. One of the Hazanui passed through Neketaka on a diplomatic mission. She insisted on visiting the Water Shapers Guild, surveying the competition, I say. Myru paraded me before her, thinking I alone could intimidate Rawatai's fleet. Gods, Captain. Her muscles had muscles. She had all the delicacy and grace of a clenched fist. I wanted a taste of this power. She mentioned offhandedly that her ship needed repairs before the return voyage. I say you can imagine what happened next.
I don't know, I can imagine quite a lot. Do tell.
I heard that she spent her evenings in the officers' lounge, strategizing over drinks. I covered my magnificence under a peasant's cloak and made for the brass citadel. The guards of the lounge would not grant me entry at first, not until I explained that I was the evening's entertainment.
And I've had enough. Can somebody put an end to this? You didn't.
I did. Naturally, my story checked out when they realized I was nude under the cloak. I presented myself before the stunned officers. The Hazanui wore an expectant smile. Winking at her, I mounted one of the map tables and gyrated to some of Rawatai's bawdiest sea shanties.
He raises his finger to his brow, shaking his head in disbelief. Oh my god. Maya cocks her head and listens. Okay.
When enough was enough, the Hazanui signaled for everyone to clear the room, and the war games began.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to see that. Isn't that just wrong in a political sense? If you're done with the tall tale, I'm ready for this to get interesting. Nice story, but I think this is our full stop. If we're done with the tall tales, I'm ready for this to get interesting. Yeah, let's go there.
You know that fervor is a quality I cherish. But let us wait for a time. Prolong our delights, Akira.
Okay. Alright, I'm here to talk to the steward. But it's been an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and close down this episode. So we advanced the romance with Takyu. Oh,
if you will.
The steward Akanua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bust. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode right now. When we come back, we'll talk to her and then maybe talk to our party members since we're in our ship, see how they feel about what's going on. So if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Sahara out.